Do see Lyra and Samuel being banned out. Finn first pick. No surprises here. Rekt is definitely a fan of the Finn. It'll be interesting to see how he adapts his play with some of the changes to force the cord cooldowns and the way it interacts with a reflex block in the game. But Kinetic also picks up the Arden on their first.
Don't worry though, Rekt still does the same amount of damage if you want to steal a Kraken.
Oh, that's true if you're looking to make plays.
So I've never liked the Finn Lance personally, but I know Lance is a huge pick for this team. Do you find it weird? Do you like it with Finn if they go for it, or why would they go away from it here?
I definitely think if you grab the Lance with Finn, you're banking on combos, abilities. You're banking on actually having enough synergy to lock in, force the cords with impales to get the people into the wall and then bring a carry in. But they don't have to do it, right? Like if they see the Kestrel come out with the Arden, they may not be scared of Kinetic taking Lance because it's just not as strong of a trio. And it looks like they don't. It looks like they have no fear. They pick up the Celeste, they pick up the Sky with the Finn. Pretty interesting combo, a lot of kite potential, a lot of traps set up there.
All right, Kinetic, they finish their draft with a Scarf, so they have a lot of range damage, much more poke than they would have had with something like that Lance. It's going to be able to compete maybe with Sky and Celeste. Looking at the lineups, who are you guys favoring as we head into game one?
I definitely think Sirius has the better combo potential. It's going to be a lot more about skill and mechanics coming out of Kinetic to be able to close out this game, because when the gauntlet comes down, it's pretty easy for Rekt to disrupt that, kind of engage, to pull people out of it. He can even pull Arden out of it and kind of reset everything. So I think it's definitely going to come down to who can if you can combo it all, Sirius is going to take it home. If you have mechanics that win it, the Kinetic's going to take it.
Humanist?
I mean, I would gotta say, mechanically, both are actually going to be a little hard to execute, but I will lean towards Sirius. I think the Finn, the Celeste, the Sky is just going to have a little more oomph overall.
All right, let's hop onto the fold, ladies and gentlemen, for game one of Gankstars Sirius up against Hammer's Kinetic. Let's see who can make it to day two with our Shoutcasters, Forecourt Jester, and Jingyi.
Well, the NA potluck dinner, as Fuji called it, has definitely, they've shaken things up here, Jingyi. These are very, very different rosters for me.
Yeah, it's so confusing. Being Gankstars Sirius, this is a completely different team. You know, you've got Rekt and Old School have come back home. That's nice to see. Status Baked as well. And Call the Meek and Mixi back together. I find this one so exciting.
Yeah, that's the big story right here for Kinetic. Mixi and Cole the Meek back together. It's just, it's a love story right there. The bromance is real. And these guys, Cole coming back, like we talked to him back at the championships. He said, is there, a vein of competitive that could be your future? And, well, here he is once more. So, very excited about that. But Gankstars, Old School and Rekt, they were, one of those original duels that I met back last December in the Autumn Finals, and it's actually very exciting for me to see them back together here.
Yeah, it's like the two duels coming back home. It's sweet, actually, in a way. And so I think Rekt, so he was in Phoenix, and so was Old School, but they're on different teams. And I think this combo actually works very well together. Rekt and that Finn, hopefully we will be seeing some more steals. And then you've got Kinetic there, and we haven't seen Caldemeek playing competitively at all in the last season. And I think that's been very disappointing to a lot of people, because I think a lot of people kind of grew to really enjoy his playstyle, his aggressive glaive, and hopefully we're going to be seeing a little bit of glimmer of that in this game.
Well, Status Baked does the Sky, and looks like it's going to be a bit more of a weapon, so it's the 1-2 punch, because Old School definitely not going to go into the weapon Celeste, but Cole the Meek, his weapon, Mixi there, of course, again, same vein, not really going to see that weapon Scarf. So we do have that balance of power here, both sides, but the level 1 and the level 2 fights, not really happening here. Gankstars brought Status Baked up to the lane, he pushed out a little bit, but, so far it's just a bit more of the farming game.
Yeah, definitely. Both teams are just wanting to play quite passively. They don't seem very interested in those gangs. They don't want to fully commit to those team fights, because nobody can really say who will win at this level between these two teams. So I think they're just going to wait till they know they earn they have a power spike, or they have an item spike, because then they know that's a good time to fight. Because right now it just isn't.
Well, Old School, if you want a chance to fight right here, he's filled up on crystal bits. So I mean, that's as powerful as he's going to get for a bit.
Yeah, definitely. And Mixi, he's gone for a little bit more defensive. He's gone for the boots. He's got the light shield there, and that's actually quite good. Old School definitely has a lot of poke there with the Helios, even though the range isn't the best until he gets to level 8. It still does enough, and it's enough to zone Mixi away for sure.
And, well, Mixi, even with Celeste just throwing Helios, Supernovas, having Rekt there in the front, Mixi did pick up a little bit of shield here early on. So he did go a little bit more defensive. He realized perhaps that even if he does lose at the poke war, he's not going to be that bad off. Suijay, of course, on this Arden, we are going to get some shielding, but not really any kind of heals until that fountain comes online. And Gankstars, again, putting 3 men up into this lane. They're just pushing and pushing. Old school now, just going to get some free farming done. But was that a steal right there?
Oh, that was a steal. So that's only 1 minion. I wouldn't say that was like that much of a victory. But I guess every little counts. When Old school, he's going to get stunned out.
Yeah, and Cole the Meek just kind of going for there with that camo. Everybody up in the face of Celeste. Can't deal with it this early on. No reflex and no use on the boots. Old school just not opting to use them. So either way, they saw the steal. They reacted accordingly. I was going to say if they didn't get that kill, then Kinetic a little bit slow on the reactions. But nope, they proved me wrong. They get the kill, and they're up 1-0.
Which, you know, it's pretty slow going at right now, I've got to say. It's, you know, it's 1-0, it's 4 minutes in. I think this is still pretty close. And Old School and Mixi, actually, they're almost identical in terms of CS right now. Just, well, 41 to 39, not that big a difference. And you have to wonder there with Mixi, is it that good? You know, like, prowess and defense, they're not going to be wanting to get those fights super early, whereas Old School, he's, you know, look at the amount of crystal bits. He's got that piercing shard already. They're in a very good position to fight, whereas Mixi, he really does need a little bit longer in those fights before he can start dealing the damage.
Yeah, you're right on that one. Old School is just going straight into the offense right there. And, you know, with the clump ups that we've seen, you know, the ebb and flow, Gankstars is able to push out. They wait for Kinetic now to push back in, and then it's the 3-man collapse. Well, they're missing Finn on this one, but still, with that power display in the lane with both the jungle and that laner, it's enough to keep Kinetic a little bit more wary, so they back up. And once we hit level 6s, I think we're going to start seeing some differences here, especially on Rekt. You know, we get that level 6. We're going to have to be on their toes here for the reflex blocks, because Mixi, he's a prime target. Kestrel, another prime target right there.
Oh yeah, definitely. In status effect, he's got the mobility with that Skylar. You know, he's doing such a good job with the forward brush, taking a lot of damage down to Mixi and Koldomik. And I think when we get to the late game, they're really going to have to be, you know, a little more cautious, because the weapon Sky, those basic attacks, the mobility that offers is so devastating there. And Koldomik, he's got that Kestrel. It's not the fastest hero. You know, she's not exactly like Finn levels of slow, but still not the fastest.
And I do believe in the latest patch, Sky got a bit of an upgrade on the range there of the lock-on. So, you know, weapon Sky is a little bit easier to kind of keep mobile here. Yeah, it went up from 8 to 8.5, and additional lock-on range from Death from Above pumped up a little bit there as well. So we'll have to see, you know, if Status Bake with that aggression, can he make it happen? Death from Above goes down, does catch Cole. He was looking for Mixi, but even with that forward barrage by the end of it, he got his licks in, but it's not quite enough for a kill.
Yeah, it's not quite enough. I think when Riot gets that level 6, it's going to be very, very dangerous there for Hammers. You know, I think Koldomik's there is the only person in the reflex block, and if they manage to put all 3 into a club right into Old School's arms, he can just take them out with one Silver Storm.
Right, yeah, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Look at the aggression in the jungle, though. Status Baked and Rekt looking to just pick up the farm. Cole kind of knows what's up, so he's going to be heading straight into the back, but he walked over a scout trap, so he knows that they know that he's there, but at this point, there's not really much that he can do about it. Old School's going to come down. Old School actually does pick up the farm, at least for the treants. It looks like the backs Cole did pick those up. He's going to run into Rekt, though. He does avoid the quibble. Really nice reflexes there, but now we got to deal with Status Baked. We got Suijay here. Status Baked, even with that Death from Above, doesn't quite hit the mark, so he goes over the wall, but unfortunately for him, he leaves the exit wide open, and Cole gets out.
Yeah, and that was really nice there from Cole. We saw some nice rotations coming up from Sweet, just ensuring that he's going to get back to safety. And all in all, you know, I think the counter jungling they're still very, very close between these two teams, about 600 difference. And I've got to say, we've got to watch out for Mixi's position. He's so far forward, and Gankstars, they're coming up behind him.
Yeah, and Mixi, well, nope, that's going to be a stun up. The Polite Company, even with that Death from Above, didn't need it. That's now going to be the first kill on the board here for Gankstars, and with the 2 defender here from Kinetic, well, maybe even one here soon enough. Nice Vanguard is going to get Suijay now back into the loving arms of Koldomik. But again, like with this this push, they put all their eggs in the kill basket. Now they got no minions, they can't push the turret, but they can get the jungle farm.
Yeah, and that's really going to help a little bit more, and you know, just keep giving them that edge. And I think they took the back camps away from them, or just the
they took the treant.
They took the treant.
Yeah.
So it gives the healing. I mean, it's not too much still, and actually it's only 200 between the two teams now. It's so close, and I just get the feeling that we're not seeing them, either team, completely commit into those team fights. They're going for those strategic ganks. They're committing to those just picking up one kill here and there, but we're not seeing that all-out team fight that I think I'm dying to see right now.
Well, we are past the level 6 mark, so I mean, it's due. It's gonna be here. It's gonna come up. Don't worry. So, Shinji, we will have fights. This is Vainglory, especially before that 15-minute mark.
How's
yeah, it's NA. We like to brawl. We definitely do.
Old school. He took a lot of damage there.
Yeah, Wrecked didn't. But you see the return snipe there from that Solar Storm. Old school. Now Cole, he's going to turn around. He goes a bit more aggressive, gets off those glimmers. Nice double stun. Keeps all of Gankstars here. And in range, you see those auto attacks going out. Cole still not able to get the kill, but really nice synergy there from Kinetic.
Yeah, that was so nice. The gauntlet just really caught them off guard, and the double stun I think was absolutely pivotal. I think if it wasn't for the I think if we Kinetic had pursued that a little bit more, we could have easily picked up the kill there onto Old School and Satus Baked.
I liked how Cole, he was the target. He went backward, hit that invis, and immediately just juked right back into the fray. You wouldn't expect that from somebody down that low. Mixi, though, does get pulled in. Nice kind of avoidance there on the death from above, but ultimately it is going to be his life. And Suijay, the death from above, well, again, kind of screwed around with him. The forward barrage able to pick him up 2-0. The only one still left alive is Cole, and I think he will survive through it. Here's a full gold mine, but nobody's been making any overtures to it.
Yeah, definitely not. And this is a great opportunity for Gankstars to be going for it. They know that Sweet Generous and Mixi are out, but actually I think it's a little bit too late now. So still no gold mine there, and 5 minutes left before the Kraken comes out. So hopefully we'll at least see one gold mine attempt come out from these two teams. But I got my fight, so I'm pretty happy now. I will stop harping on about that.
Yeah, lots of people died. You just like to see the carnage.
Oh, I love the carnage. It was just nice. Mixi, his reflex block came out a little bit too late, and that's kind of what we want to be seeing Wrecked. Sorry, that's kind of what we want to see Wrecked do in the future fights. He wants to be pulling in either Call or Mixi, ideally Mixi, because Mixi, he's got that broken mid. You don't want him building those stacks up. If they can isolate him, pull him back in, and just take him out as fast as possible, it leaves him very open to try and take out Call, Meek, and Suijay.
And Mixi has been struggling a little bit. 0-2 and down in farm as well, 94. He doesn't quite have those two items that Old School does. And we are going to be looking at mirror builds here soon enough. We do got reflexes, though, on both the carries. Status Bake picked up his there as well. And it looks like there's going to be a breaking point sometime in his future here very soon. Cole, with one shot, it's not going to quite hit anything, but he's been rocking that Sorrow Blade. He feels a little bit more behind compared to Status Baked at this point, but he also has a lot of cash in his pocket.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing that. I think he's going to be going for that breaking point next. And, we can... Especially with Kestrels, with that breaking point, the stutter stepping, we can really see in the team fights that they're left alone long enough. They just do so much damage if they get to over 20 stacks. It's absolutely insane. Mm-hmm. And hopefully, if Suijay just acts as a good front line there, keeping him safe, getting those blocks down for the forced accords, we might be seeing that happen.
Yeah, you hit max stacks on a breaking point. It's like the item is another 2 sets of Sorrow Blade, but a Night Death from above coming out there. Can't stack them up yet because we don't have the items, but the aggression is there. We got 15 seconds till another Death from above, but we do got the minions pushing in. Doesn't look like there's really going to be a concerted push into the turret, but we are 12 minutes into this matchup. You got to be very careful of that Baron timing. Baron timing? The Kraken timing.
Baron.
Yeah, don't worry about it. And as you got to be very careful, if you do lose out that fight around the 14-minute mark, you can give up a lot of real estate.
Yeah, you'll be giving up at least one tower, you'll be giving up the gold mine, there is so much to be giving up. And especially with the heroes that both teams have picked, you've got that, the Celeste from Old School, the Scar from Mixi. These are heroes that can really push down a turret down if they're, if they're given the opportunity. And if they're left alive at the end of a team fight, so then, well, rip turrets. That's all I can say.
Still a very full gold mine. Still all the turrets kind of left in the deck here. Almost 1,000 gold between the teams. Wrecked in the bush. Doesn't actually get hit by the Spitfire, but he didn't throw it a quibble. We do not have Sky. You cannot fight this one 2v3. If it was actually the Finn on top of Kinetic, could have been actually in a really nice situation, but it is going to be Wrecked there. Just backing up. We do got Status Baked here. Everybody is seen. We got some more Spitfires though coming out. Mixi does have that second item. He has that Eve of Harvest online. But we're just looking for position here.
Yeah, I mean, it's very important. I think Mixi has that Aegis. It's going to give him so much defense. We can see how much Old School is poking with those Helios. And actually, I'll say Mixi's the one that's coming off best in those exchanges because his Spitfires Orlando and old school, and that Aegis is just doing so much alongside the Eve that he's got. So I would say he's actually better in that respect in terms of his build. I mean, if Cole actually gets onto old school, you know, he's got the I don't know what I'm saying now, the core plates.
Oh, well, you might not get to see any plays from Cole. He gets hooked right through that wall. He's a very dead duck right there. So 4-1 for kills. Gankstars, though, Status Bake's taking a heck of a beating. Did actually land into that bush with the scout trap to boot, but there we go. We finally got the gold mine kind of focused down here. It's a 2v3 situation. We're trying to push lane here from Mixi, but I mean, between Suijay and him, they don't really have a lot to go into this gold mine. Could we see it? Oh, it's so very close. Suijay with the blood for blood, but now he's just trying to get out, and I just don't think he's going to see the light of day.
But look at the damage Mixi's done onto the tower. I mean, okay, no, maybe not. He's going to lose his own life for it. There he goes.
Run, run, run!
Where is he? He's dead.
Yep, there he goes.
Oh, I'm so sad. I'm so sad
Didn't need
about
an anchor
that.
on that one. One shot gonna go wide again. Even if that hit old school, wouldn't have been a kill there from Cole, but she's kind of juggling them out there with the lemmings, right? They took down Cole, and Cole is already now down under half. You can't tank that, my friend.
Oh, that
but
was
then,
such a nice attempt.
yeah, Suijay went in 1v3, then Mixi got caught 3v1. Gold mine and kills. That's a good boost here to Gankstars.
Yeah, I actually feel like if Suijay had, instead of running up towards the lane, had run away, diverted them away, you know, maybe Mixi could have taken that turret, but, you know, I think maybe Suijay was thinking he could stay alive just long enough for Vanguard, but either way, you know, they didn't get a turret, and they lost Mixi and Suijay as well, and they didn't get the gold mine steal, most importantly.
Alright, so 6-1. You're going to see that Kraken. He's not a Baron. I'm waiting for Baron. I got my research notes on the screen, and so I kind of called it a Baron timing earlier, but I'm still waiting, man. I believe. Come on, NA. Show me a Baron later on. For now, though, we get a Kraken because it's the 15.
You know, we're going to hopefully be seeing, well, Kinetic, they've lost that. Well, they haven't actually lost the turret. Actually, for some reason, I thought they had, but
Nope,
they haven't.
they're all still standing.
They're all still standing. So, and actually, it's really funny. Even though, if you look at the scores, Gankstars is the one that's been outperforming right now, but Kinetic, their turret's actually in better health just because of that one attempt that Mixi had onto that, and that Frostburn is beginning to hurt there onto Mixi.
Yeah, if you look at old school, he gets into the full 3 items. This is something very, very old school-esque, right? He has phenomenal last hits. He's at 163, beating the 10-a-minute mark right now. And, you know, 3 items by the time Kraken is up. That's pretty phenomenal. So now Gankstars, they're going to look for something here. One shot, I think, got tanked out by Rekt, but Cole just right into his face. He is still alive, but there he goes. He's finally down. Old school is burning on some goop into the back. He's not really part of this fight, but Mixi turns around, and he's looking for that Eve to keep him going. But 3v1, it's not enough. Suijay, yeah, you cannot stay there, my friend. First turret of the game, and perhaps even a bit more going to Gankstars.
Oh, that fight, and Colomik, I feel like he's just going down so fast, and part of it is because he doesn't have that much defense. So he's got the kinetic shield now, but he did have light shield in that last fight, and the light armor, and you can't build up those breaking points stacks if you can't stay alive in those fights, and it's not his fault. We're just seeing a lot of focus coming down. You got hit by I think the forward barrage, the Helios, just everything they just threw everything at him, and he just couldn't stay alive throughout that. But when you lose one of your key carries, it really does force Suijay and Mixi just have to back off, and Mixi did try to stay alive, but just wasn't enough. I feel like at this point, it does seem like Gankstars are a little bit more synergized, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'd go with that. I mean, again, like Old School and Rekt are the original Gankstars, you know, duo. It was with Fuji at the time, and he had a giant beard and everything. You know, it's a very different opinion of him now, but
then
you know, that was
Colomik.
the big combo.
But Mixi and Colomik, they are the original duo.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not.
Yeah,
I feel like
it's the romance. It's hard to say which duo is better here, but I gotta say, Gankstars is eking out ahead.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah, I definitely agree with you there. And Mixi, oh, careful with that Death from Above.
Yeah, Death from Above not quite there on the mark. We have actually had the Kraken now. He's going back, but even with that hook, it's going to get blocked out. Rekt, are you too far forward? Status Baked, you got to get some damage into here. One shot does get tanked up again by that Finn. Suijay and that the gauntlet going down. It is going to actually hit Status Baked into the back. That might be the difference. Koldamik's going to be down low, but we've hit the fountains, and now Rekt is not looking so good. Mixi's a little bit split, though, and Suijay, I don't think he can get away from the...
So I think we've lost 4 courts. So we've lost 4 court. We're seeing Gankstars. They got the ace there onto hammers there, and they're going for the Kraken. Living one is looking pretty positive there for Gankstars Sirius. We're just gonna wait for 4 court to come back. Don't know where he is. There's been some technical difficulties. But Gankstars Sirius, they have a very commanding lead. They're over 7k ahead in gold, and they're certainly going to have the ability to really push those last 3 turrets down. And I've got to say, we're not seeing the synergy that I was expecting coming out from Hammers Kinetic. Had a fantastic performance at the championships in Seattle just a few weeks ago, but we're not really seeing much of that today, and I'm just going to try and find out what's happened to 4 courts. Yes, so it doesn't look like 4 courts coming back just yet, but either way, that Kraken is bearing down Osko, getting some nice damage there onto Mixi, and it's combined there with a forward barrage there as well from Status Baked. And we'll see when that Kraken comes. They should really wait for the Kraken to be a little bit more ahead. You know, they don't want to be left leaving themselves vulnerable. And the Kraken, she's going to be going on. Just 2 hits left on that turret. That turret's going to go down pretty fast. That force cord is going to be blocked there, and that's Caldemeek getting stunned by that Quill. Pretty devastating there, and the chain with the death from above there. Caldemeek does manage to make it back into the base there, but Osko, he's trying to get a lot of damage there, but he's very, very far forward. Does land the core collapse onto Caldemeek. The Solar Storm does miss, and I think Kinetic, they were focusing so much there, they didn't. Well, nobody was really focusing on the Kraken. She's got about half health left, but Caldemeek's intense on trying to pick up the kill there, but that death from above and the Force Accord, it's just absolutely no forgiveness coming out from Gankstars Sirius there, and we do lose Caldemeek, but Mixi comes out with the Dragon's Breath, but it's just not going to be enough. It's going down with the smallest amount of health, and I think this is the first game there, going towards Gankstars Sirius. Very commanding game at 14-2, and I've just got to say, I think it was very clear from the start that Gankstars Sirius, I think they were just ganking. They had some really nice strategic ganks coming out that really to help swing it forward. They're really picking their fights really well. And I've got to say, I think the poke coming out